The Southport attacks, particularly the aftermath of the fatal stabbing during the Taylor Swift-themed dance class, have generated both public outcry and distrust in British institutions, especially law enforcement, especially the police. Emily Spurrell, Merseyside's Police and Crime Commissioner, identified this distrust as part of a broader crisis affecting British institutions, and Nigel Farage has played a significant role in amplifying these sentiments that have led to that distrust through social media posts and public statements and questions, leading questions that have fired up his base. Farage has questioned police transparency, suggesting that critical information regarding the accused Axel Rudakubana, for example, was being withheld, a claim widely seen as fanning public scepticism. There are then further questions about the Manchester event and so on. In a video posted shortly after the incident, Farage implied that the authorities were concealing the truth, which he framed as a legitimate concern over the state of public safety, and the rhetoric invited strong backlash, notably from former counter-terrorism chief Neil Basu, who accused Farage of fomenting discord and indirectly supporting far-right groups like the English Defence League, which seized upon the tragedy to promote divisive narratives. Basu argued that Farage's actions had real-world consequences, as his insinuations, his questions, emboldened far-right activists and directly incited violence during protests following the attack, something that, of course, he absolutely denies. He says, "Well, I was just asking some questions." Moreover, Brendan Cox, the husband of the murdered MP Joe Cox, has castigated Farage, likening him to a Tommy Robinson in a suit for his role in stoking anxiety and racial tensions online, and under Farage's posts, inflammatory comments emerged, with far-right narratives and conspiracy theories proliferating across social media like rats in a nest. A king rat. Conservative figures, all the tales tied. Conservative figures also joined in the critique, with Tory peer Lord Barwell condemning Farage for preferring sensationalism over constructive parliamentary debate. And of course, the other day, Farage and Tice were effectively gagged in the House of Commons. Tice asked a vague question about terrorism and was then knocked down by the Prime Minister anyway. And apparently there was this passage of telephone calls and advice to the Reform UK about not asking questions about Southport or about Manchester, and the idea of an ongoing case, which of course is true, things which are sub judice, but this does also defy the principles of parliamentary privilege. So Farage's frustration rightly extends to his restricted role in Commons discourse. His claim of being unable to question the government directly on this matter because of the restrictions on parliamentary privilege, further fueling his argument about institutional opacity. This connects with ongoing debates about public trust, as referenced by The Guardian, The Observer today, where Spurrell and others have highlighted a trust deficit, and Farage's exclusion from Commons privileges, as he sees it, amplifies his narrative of suppression, which resonates with his base, with those inclined towards institutional distrust, exacerbating the divide between the public and the very institutions tasked with maintaining order and security in our country.